Watch his feet. Walk to me.
Come on. Oh! Look at that! See you guys in a little bit. The key to lifting is good music. Friday is my favorite workout and it's done. I think it feels like it's like the finish line, so it feels more bearable. Tomorrow we get to sleep in. Hey, whose bowl is this? Good morning. Temporary setback here with tank top season. I'm still wearing one. Cami is taking a break. That's okay. I am pumped right now because we got this email this morning that made my day. We put a crap ton of energy and resources into this vlog. I mean, this thing does not make itself. Filming, editing, buying equipment, all the emotional ups and downs of wondering if this is worthwhile or dangerous or whatever. And an email like this makes it all worthwhile for me. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. If it's a personal message, I'm gonna keep it anonymous. So I'm just gonna call this person B. Just wanted to thank you for the video about what kids actually cost. You managed to soften my husband's heart, and we have officially started trying for our first baby. That is exciting. I don't think there's like better news we could get than that. You know, there's so much in our life that we can't control. Sometimes our income, sometimes our health. There's very few things that we can change our mindsets and our behaviors about. And that's what this vlog is about, is helping people to take a different stance on something that I think our culture is really, really against us on. And that thing is a new perspective on family. If you want to understand our life, like you're watching our vlog, at least the way we see it, the thing that I think is the most interesting thing about our life is what God has done to us and taught us through children and marriage. Besides that, I'd be another weirdo running marathons with tattoos, and Cami would be probably another passive woman. This is why we are the way we are. This is what forced us to change and grow and learn. It's why we put all this energy into making this vlog, to share that story. We actually don't think it's us that's really that interesting. I think it's family.
And you can't get it from a book. You can't get it from a class.
You can't buy it.
You can't even get it by watching someone else.
There was a time in my life where I was like on track to like pursue like celebrity status, like become known or famous. And even when I look at celebrities now, from what little experience I had with that, it doesn't feel that interesting to me. It's like, okay, that's just another celebrity, another person that a lot of people know their name, or they have a lot of money, or a lot of now Instagram followers. Like I feel like I got enough in that world that I was like, that's a dead end. I find it weird that so many people from our background, Christian folks, claim to be pro-life. And yet, in a lot of ways, they're very anti-children. You know, maybe we have one or two and we use them to kind of like build our status up, but we acquire them kind of like we would a car. We use them to fit our lifestyle. And at the end of the day, the pro-life stance has been so watered down, it's actually not pro-life. It's kind of like anti a certain form of murder. And I feel like being truly pro-life, it should be so much more than that. It should be about embracing God's abundance through children and through adults. Life, we think, is the most valuable thing ever. Even when Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, that was like, that's a big deal. Life is not cheap. It's not human produced. We can't get it.
Life, and embracing life in all of its different forms. You're embracing it as having a child, but then you could also embrace it in your own life. Like, I want more life in my life. I want to be thriving more. I want to be more healed.
So it doesn't work for me when these like fundamentalist Christians put stickers and post pictures of dead babies and are like, oh, you should not have an abortion. But then they hate their kids or don't want kids. It's like, wait. You're making abortion look really appealing, actually. We posted this video about our baby that died 5 years ago. I had this feeling that posting this video is one of the most pro-life things we can do, because watching how our kids responded to the loss of a child, and now that I see our family and I see, oh man, maybe this is how that child could have fit in, it is a huge loss. Another thing about pro-life is, it's not just as simple as do you like life or not. It's actually, what are you valuing more than life? And a lot of times we value finances, career, personal ambition, comfort, safety or stability. And all those things fit into one of two categories for me. Either they're shallow, fake things that in 80 years we are not going to value as much, or God doesn't value as much as life. The second category I put this reasoning in is these are things that are not our responsibility to think about. People are worried about the safety or being able to provide for their children, but we all have food more than ever. We have more healthcare, more food than ever, like on the history of the entire planet, and yet we're worried about being able to provide for our kids in 80 years down. I mean, I didn't know where I'd be 3 years ago. Like, we can't be concerned about 80 years from now, 2 generations down. That is not our responsibility.
Another reason why people, women specifically, don't have more children or children, and this is something I've struggled with, is just vanity. Because having kids is hard on your body, and it changes your body, and even each one changes your body.
We are trying to live out what we think it really actually means to be pro-life. And I don't want you guys to get hung up on, this isn't anti-abortion, this isn't even anti-birth control, this isn't pro-large family, but this is looking at the mindsets that keep us from partnering with God's way of looking at life and getting fixated on lesser mindsets. I read this week. There's this part that stood out to me. It was really cool. There's these 2 stories in like Kings, actually, that we just read as a family. It's kind of weird. So this is Elijah or Elisha or something. It's that 2 Kings 4. I don't know if you guys have heard these stories, but there's these 2 stories. One where Elisha tells this lady who she has no money, her and her son, to get these jars. And however many jars she gets, God fills them with oil. And then there's this second story where the people are starving, they don't have any water. So God tells the people to dig ditches. And in the morning, all the ditches were filled with water. And this is what it says: the divine almightiness is content to confine itself to our capacity. The oil of God's Spirit flows according to the measure man has prepared for God. Divine blessing is subject to the limits of human channels. So he's not going to bless us more than we can handle or more than we want, which is a weird thought. So then he said, man has not the power to obtain anything more than God has given, but he has the option of taking less. So if we want more than God's gonna give us, tough. But if God is offering all this stuff and we're like, nope, thanks, I don't want it, He's actually not gonna force it on us. And this is what we've seen with family and children. And you guys, we just take these cues. We're kind of like old school in this way. Like, we have our experience, but the Bible, it very simply says children are a blessing. And it tells stories of children being a blessing in any generation, any time, any place, and any circumstance. And it says it again and again and again and again. So like, you know, maybe you don't believe the Bible, that's totally fine. We've experienced this thing to be true. I don't know what else to say. We've had things that we've put off having children for, or that even when we had children, we put off spending time with our children for. You know, whether it was my work or my job or ambitions, all these things we've mentioned. All the evidence in our life has pointed to the fact that the best investment on our time on this earth, if we want to know God, is to have children and to be with them. It's why we think family design is important. You know, there's certain family designs that are bent towards having children, and there's certain family designs where you actually can't have children. The final thing that I want to say is, in this email, B said, we are going to try and get pregnant. And we have learned that that's all you can do. We can't actually create children and just get pregnant. People think it's a switch. You can just turn off and on. We used to believe that. We used to believe that. Until a death, until not being able to get pregnant for 3 or 4 years and having that control taken away from you, you realize it is outside of our control, and we believe it's actually divine and miraculous every single time. Just because it's common doesn't make it less of a miracle. We really want to push people towards being open to God's blessing, whatever that is, and family is one of those ways. That doesn't mean you're going to get pregnant. Some of you guys can't have kids. There's nothing you can do about that, and it's not your fault. And even trying to get pregnant doesn't guarantee kids, but we just always want to have the mindset where we're like, God, if you have something good for me that you call good, I want it. Because I think if we're drawn to other things that we think are good that God says aren't good, we've learned those things don't end well. Thank you for this email. It made our day. So exciting. Yeah. Really happy for you. I hope you guys get pregnant. But even if you don't, I feel like this mindset of letting these temporal things for you and your husband melt away is a huge win for you. So thank you for sharing that story with us. We're really happy for you. You gonna walk?
Come on.
Oh! Oh, look!
Oh, good job!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my baby's growing up! While Ben is writing, me and the kids are gonna do reading. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch, chapter 26. In the weed patch camp, on an evening when the long barred clouds hung over the set sun and inflamed their edges, the Joad family lingered after their supper. These are your Shabbat cleanup jobs, okay? Dove, your job is living room. Eden, your jobs are dining room. 7, your jobs are kitchen.
I'm heading out to lunch with my parents because it's Friday. There they are. It is my mom's day to choose.
Oh.
But she doesn't want to say it.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get it, it's okay, Ben. You don't have to say anything there either.
We have something new here at the buffet. I don't know what it is. Looks suspicious.
guys decide.
No, you decide.
I don't have any inspiration when I choose. So I should.
Which one, Mom?
Yeah.
That one pays?
This one pays. Yours.
Ah.
You're very generous. You're very generous.
You're welcome, parents, but good thing I have a secret weapon that I was keeping hidden.
There's a dog. Everyone stop for a second.
Okay. Well, I figured I'd keep bites.
Too trashy anymore. Go. Let's show what we got. Let's do some shimmy. Woo! You're in after her. What square? You're in now. Oh wait. No.
So now I'm ref, right?
Let's go. Please.
Memory is making French fries.
They taste like the French fries from a restaurant.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll try one of those. We are getting ready to wrap up our week here. Just relaxing. Gonna be having dinner in about 45 minutes. It's our Shabbat meal. We're making some burgers tonight. One of the reasons why I don't like talking about children in terms of the philosophy and birth control is I think it's real easy to hear a message of condemnation. Maybe we're saying that you're not doing it good enough, or we feel like we're not doing it good enough. And we felt that our entire life, no matter what we were doing. We're not saying that. We don't believe that, and I don't want to come across that way. If there's anything that we believe, I think that has changed. It is that God will take care of us. If you have more kids, God will take care of you. We believe that the Christian message is that it is not our responsibility to take care of ourselves. And I think a lot of times with kids or other things, we feel like we're going to be left out on our own to take care of ourselves. And that makes it really daunting and really hard. You know, nothing on this vlog is a message of you should be more blank, or you should do less blank or more blank. But for some of these things, they were hard things for us to decide, and we did them, and then later we saw, oh my gosh, we were so worried about so many things. We want this vlog to be a testimony that God has taken care of us. We never imagined we'd be like living in a place like this and have kids the way we were. You know, we were on welfare making like less than 20 grand a year while going to school when we got pregnant. We were 20, we were kids. And Shabbat for us, the idea of rest, it says, like, if you don't work, if you actually stop working altogether, which is a really hard thing, you will still be taken care of. Like, you're gonna be okay. And that's a hard thing for us to believe. I mean, because we believe that what we do, the ways that we work, the ways that we're a good person, that's what makes us okay.
It defines who we are.
It defines who we are, yes. We take this reminder once a week to stop working because it's like every time we're okay. And it's like, whoa, that actually worked. Like,
And we don't want it to define who we are.
we're really glad you guys are watching this vlog. We're glad that we're able to partner with some of you on this journey and hopefully act as an inspiration in certain ways. Our life is evidence that God is taking care of us in ways we never expected. We think He'll take care of you guys, so we hope you guys are able to find rest in your life and put God to the test in that way. Like, you know, it's a weekly test. He's up for the challenge, I think. We'll see you guys next week. Shabbat Shalom. We could use your help big time. This Friday, we're filming our 400th episode. And one of the things we thought would be really cool is to feature some of your stories. So in the description below and in the comments below, you're gonna see a link to a survey, completely optional. Any information that you could give us would be really helpful for the future of this vlog and for us to hear and share what's been going on your side of the screen. Thanks.